These 15 men didn't just have great careers, they had one season where they became something football had never seen before. Seasons so dominant, so heartbreaking, so beautiful, that even today people argue whose peak was the greatest ever. We're ranking them from incredible all the way to literally impossible. Let's begin. Antoine Griezmann, 2015-16. He was 15th on this list, but for 1 year, the Frenchman was untouchable. Atletico Madrid parked the bus every game, yet somehow Griezmann carried the entire attack on his back. Derby winner against Real Madrid, 7 league goals in a row, decisive strikes against Barcelona and Bayern to reach the Champions League final. Then, still not done, he went to Euro 2016, scored 6, including a brace against Germany, won the Golden Boot, and lost another final on penalties. No trophies, zero mercy, just pure heartbreaking magic. Gareth Bale, 2012-13. Before the £85 million move, before the 4 Champions Leagues, there was a kid at Tottenham who made the Premier League stop and stare. 21 Premier League goals, record-breaking rockets from distance, free kicks that made goalkeepers freeze. That solo goal at Old Trafford, that free kick against Liverpool. In one season, Gareth Bale turned from promising left-back into the most expensive player on earth. And the scary part, he was only 23. Adriano, 2004-05. 15 goals in the first 15 Serie A games. A solo goal versus Udinese that made people scream, "Ronaldo is back." Then the Champions League masterclass against Valencia. Roulette, nutmeg, Rabona assist, left foot rocket, all in one night. Hat-trick versus Porto, both goals in the Coppa Italia final, brace in the Confederations Cup final against Argentina. 28 goals, 2 trophies, and the entire world thought Brazil had found the next Ronaldo Nazario. They weren't wrong, they just didn't know how short it would last. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 2015-16. 34 years old, coming off a serious knee injury. Should have been the beginning of the end. Instead, Zlatan decided to humiliate an entire league. 38 goals in 31 Ligue 1 games, 50 goals in 51 matches across all competitions. Backheel volleys, 40-yard screamers, karate kick goals. He scored every type of goal you can imagine, and a few you can't. Domestic quadruple with PSG, and still dragged Sweden to the Euros almost single-handedly. At an age when most strikers retire, Zlatan delivered the ultimate "I am still him" season. Luka Modric, 2017-18. Everyone was talking about Ronaldo's goals, but in 2017-18, the quiet Croatian took the keys to the midfield and drove Real Madrid to a 3rd straight Champions League. He destroyed PSG, Juventus, Bayern, Liverpool, and then took little Croatia to the World Cup final with screamers against Argentina and endless 90-minute masterclasses. The world finally admitted it. Modric was the real engine. Ballon d'Or in his hands by December. A 32-year-old late bloomer wrote the most beautiful underdog story football has ever seen. Zinedine Zidane, 2001-02. First season at Real Madrid. Mission: win the 9th Champions League. Zidane didn't just win it, he ended it with the most beautiful volley the final has ever seen. That left foot thunderbolt against Bayer Leverkusen at Hampden Park still gives people goosebumps 23 years later. 16 goal contributions in La Liga from midfield. Elegance that made the Bernabeu fall silent in awe. He made the hardest game on earth look effortless. Neymar Jr., 2014-15. After a debut season full of style over substance criticism, Neymar answered the only way he knows, with pure violence. 10 Champions League goals, 6 of them in the quarter and semifinals against PSG and Bayern. Berlin final, nutmeg, no-look pass for the opener, ice-cold header to seal the treble. MSN was born, Barcelona conquered everything, and Neymar finally proved he was more than tricks. He was a killer. Thierry Henry, 2003-04. The Invincibles, 49 games, 0 defeats, and one man in the number 14 shirt who was simply unfair. 30 goals and 9 assists in the Premier League. Winners against every big side. Hat-trick at Anfield. Long-range rocket at Old Trafford. 5 goals and 7 assists in the Champions League before Chelsea heartbreak. Henry didn't just lead the Invincibles. Without him, they would have lost 10 games. Many say he was robbed of the Ballon d'Or. Every Arsenal fan says that was the greatest individual season the Premier League has ever witnessed. Ronaldinho, 2005-06. Standing ovation at the Bernabeu. Need I say more? 26 goals, 24 assists. La Liga and Champions League double. Toe poke winners against Chelsea, no-look flick goals, elastico humiliations every week. When Ronaldo played, kids around the world tried to copy him the next day at school. He didn't just win the Ballon d'Or, he reminded football why we fell in love with it. Diego Maradona, 1986-87. Naples, a city that hadn't won Serie A in 34 years, a club that was a joke outside Italy. Maradona arrived fresh from lifting the World Cup and said, "Watch this." Mazy dribbles, impossible assists, one-goal margin wins every week. Napoli won the Scudetto and the Coppa Italia. The streets of Naples shut down for a week. To this day, many argue no player has ever carried a worse team to greater heights. That season wasn't football, it was a miracle. Luis Suarez, 2013-14. Banned for the first 5 games. Liverpool scored 5 goals total without him. When he came back, 31 goals and 13 assists in 33 Premier League games. 4 versus Norwich, braces for fun, long-range curlers that defied physics. Gerard's slip broke 100 million hearts, but nobody even remembers who won the league that year. Everyone remembers Suarez running riots week after week. The greatest individual season Anfield has ever seen. Robert Lewandowski, 2019-20. Finally, after 8 near misses, Levis smelled blood. 10 goals in the 5 group stage games, 7 goal contributions against Chelsea, goal in the 8-2 versus Barcelona, goal in the semi, goal in the final versus PSG, 15 goals, 6 assists, joint most goal contributions in a single Champions League campaign ever, 34 Bundesliga goals, triple, and at 31 years old, he finally got the monkey off his back. Perfection. Ronaldo Nazario, R9, 1996-97. 20 years old, just joined Barcelona for a world record fee, 7 goal contributions in his first 5 games, 47 goals and 13 assists for club in 1 season. Hat-tricks for fun, dribbles that made defenders fall over. Copa del Rey, Cup Winners' Cup, Copa America, Confederations Cup. He won everything that year, except La Liga, by 2 points after getting injured. The world realized Pelé and Maradona had a successor, until the knees betrayed him. Cristiano Ronaldo, 2013-14. The season Real Madrid had to win the Decima. 17 goals in 11 Champions League games, a record that stood for a decade. Scored in every single round. Hat-trick versus Galatasaray, brace versus Schalke, destroyed Bayern, penalty in the final. 51 goals and 17 assists in 47 games total. When the pressure was galactic, CR7 delivered the greatest individual European campaign ever. Lionel Messi, 2011-12. 91 goals in a calendar year, 73 for Barcelona, 50 in La Liga alone, still a record. 5 different goals against Bayer Leverkusen, hat-tricks against Brazil, Atletico, in finals, everywhere. He dribbled like a PlayStation character, passed like Xavi, finished like peak Henry, all in the same body. Barcelona didn't even win the league or the Champions League that year, and it's still the greatest individual season in football history. Because on pure, unfiltered, jaw-dropping footballing brilliance, no one has ever touched Lionel Messi 2011-12. There it is, 15 seasons that broke football. Do you agree with number 1? Or did I disrespect your idol? Drop your own top 5 in the comments. Best comment gets pinned. Hit like if this gave you goosebumps, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.